Saints finally off to winning ways, but is it a false dawn? Alright, hello and welcome to the Matchday Vlogs YouTube channel. As always, please remember to smash that like button and hit subscribe because it really does make a difference to this channel. We are here tonight to talk about the upcoming game against Burnley, but we're also going to be having a look back at this the last weekend's win against Leeds United at the mighty St Mary's Stadium. So welcome to everyone who's here to join us. Jack is back in his studio as normal, and I'm in Grandma's bedroom. Look at this. I'm in a hotel in the north, which is about a 28-minute drive from Burnley, Turf Moor Stadium, in fact. So yeah, I'm in enemy territory here.
What's the air like up there? Must be pretty.
Tastes like gravy. Tastes like gravy.
No, I get that. Yeah. I get that. I mean, I've been in Wales the past few days, so it's the same on this end too. Not unfamiliar ground, enemy territory. This is not the south. I don't know what's going on.
I was just saying to Jack off air, I've actually driven past Ellen Road twice today, so it just feels very, very strange. But fair play to all those travelling support, because it is a really long way, and yep. I can absolutely vouch for that. So let us know where you're watching the show from in the chat section, in the comment section if you're watching on replay. But let's have a quick look back at the game against Leeds. Now, see, we managed to get finally our first win of the season, which basically was a 1-0 win against Leeds United with a Armando Broja goal in the second half. In the halftime comments, I actually made a comment that I didn't put in the edit of the vlog, which I basically said, if we don't win this, I'm going to be livid, because we were so dominant in that first half. Absolutely dominant. So looking at the stats wise, the possession was pretty much in favour of Leeds in the end, which must have mean they must have a heck of a lot in the second half. But there was nothing there in the first half, was there, Jack?
No. All that possession in that second half comes from in the last sort of like 75 from the 75th minute onwards. We got a little bit leggy, a little bit stretched out. Not everyone was being as just ruthless as they were the first half. We just gave Leeds no space. It was the first time in a long time where I was watching us press, just going, "Oh my God, they do not have a minute of space." Like they got nowhere near the goal because the boys were just handling it. Diallo played so well. Like I've not seen his stats throughout the game, but he must have won the ball back he got so many times. Everybody was just so good. Like if Redmond played that way,
doesn't do anything, does it?
Not as good. Not as good. That's not as good as it can. Who was I talking about then? I was talking about Diallo, and then I moved on to somebody else. Who was I about to talk about?
You should be talking about Redmond, because he had a phenomenal game.
That's it, Redmond. Redmond was so good. If he played like that every week, it'd be a lot easier for us.
It would. There was a lot of talk about him not being fully fit over the last 12 months or so. So a lot of this lack of decent game time was down to his fitness. But he was fantastic on Saturday. Really good. He
was so good. Past few weeks, I've been questioning Redmond, saying how come his best performances have been coming against Bournemouth and Sheffield and those sort of teams. But he looked he looked so good on the weekend. Everybody in that team, looked fantastic, to a point where I was thinking about the game on the weekend. I was thinking about the fullback roles. I thought Peru had a great game. I wouldn't want to change anything from that. I love Peru and Elyounoussi down that way. How many nutmegs did Elyounoussi get in that game? Go back watching the highlights. Man was an absolute demon on the wing on the weekend. Everyone was great. Set pieces were better.
Yeah, they were.
That's a slight concern.
We had, I think it was about 6 corners in the first half, and only one of them was kind of miskicked and sort of scuffed along the ground. But aside from that, absolutely spot on. I mean, Redmond was fantastic on those corners. I mean, it's almost a case for when Prowsey does come back and decides, do you really want him back on corners? Is it something that maybe should be switched up? But no, absolutely fantastic. I think another shout out was the fact that how many players Leeds had missing. I mean, Rafinha was out, Patrick Bamford out, Calvin Phillips was out. Was it Ayling was also out?
Yeah, but on the flip side of that, I say no Ward-Prowse, no Shea Adams. We have people
True.
missing. No Jack Stevens. We have people missing too. So let's not like Leeds lost.
Yeah, absolutely. But I've never seen us run through a midfield with such ease as St Mary's before. That first half where Livramento just literally did a diagonal run and Peru was doing a diagonal run right through the middle of the park, and I think maybe Salasu and Bednarek had a go as well, but they were just literally doing it with ease. The second half, Leeds came back a little bit, looked a bit more threatening. There was that mistake from Salasu, which could have had us in trouble, but no, all in all, a pleasing performance. There is one caveat I will say, is the fact that how on earth was that 1-0?
Yeah.
Why are we not scoring more goals?
Because
that's a big concern.
Brozier has to open up his account sometime, and now it's open. Here we go. I feel like Brozier was so good up top. Like he took moments out of the game and he made chances where there weren't any. I feel for the past few weeks, Adams and Shea have been sort of waiting on people to give them chances and create them goals and get waiting for the assist. I mean, sometimes, especially with Southampton, you need to be aggressive and get that ball and create something out of nothing, which is what Ings was really good at when we needed it. Graziano Pella, Ricky Lambert, that we need those big, strong players to pull something out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and I think Brozier did that, and I'm slightly worried for Adam Armstrong looking at that. Like in next game we see him, we need to see that out of him, that competitive trying to make something out of nothing, because that's all these teams at our level need that talisman to do that sort of thing. You need your Jimenez's, you do. Jack Grealish from last season. We all need that sort of player.
But we have been here before, haven't we? With Shea Adams, and arguably you could say, it took Shea a long time to get his debut goal. I mean, that absolute wonder strike against Man City from the pretty much halfway line. So we've kind of done this with a player that's come up from the Championship to try and get established in the Premier League. I mean, obviously Adam Armstrong had a absolutely blinding debut, Premier League goal against Everton, which sadly ended 3-1 to the home side that day. But he's got his debut goal. But since then, it's kind of been a bit of a ghost up front. But I think it will just take time for him to bed in. But naturally, the board are going to be looking at it thinking like, maybe we do need an extra striker in position. If Brozier's not on a permanent, then he's not our player. He's on loan from Chelsea. Then they are still going to be looking at additional strikers if they're not seeing the quality up there. I did like what I saw from Brozier. Looked very Pella-esque.
Yeah.
Able to hold up the ball. Looked very decent. Looked selfish as well at times. There was that chance where he could have laid it off to Redmond. Perhaps should have, but was ultimately looking to get the goal again. But sometimes, I look at the play that we make up front, and I don't think we've got enough selfish players who are willing to have a go. Just have a strike. So it's
the amount of times throughout the game you're shouting, "Have a shot," and it not coming. It happened lots on the weekend.
Yeah.
But so I can't be mad at Brozier not passing to Redmond, because there's a good chance he feels like he might pass to Redmond and then not get that ball, and get that ball back and not be in the right position. There seems to be a lot of the time we make that one too many touch going forward, and it just ruins what was be a really good play.
Yeah.
So him being selfish, like you say, that's something that I really don't care about. He can keep doing it as much as he wants. The one thing I am scared about is that I thought the midfield looked as creative as it has this season, and that's without James.
Yes, and there's a comment here from Scott, which we'll get onto just shortly. There's one here from Martin. Brozier looks good in the air, like Pele. I want to see him against me and Tarkowski. Do you know what? They're coming up against we will get onto the Burnley game, I promise. That's what this show is all about. But coming up against big towering centre backs is something that Brozier looks like he's built for. So, but we will get on to discuss the finer points in that. Coming in from Scott, thoughts on us looking good at JWP. Reckon it would be back to his best on the return. I was quite curious to how we would look, because I said, I think in the preview in the run up to the Leeds game, I'm curious to see how we're going to set up, because I kind of feel like we're a team built around James Ward-Prowse, and where the nucleus will be, and having someone like a Romeo as captain, where perhaps he might be a bit more vocal and a bit more commanding. But certainly in the first half, we just never looked like conceding. It just looked so relaxed and in control. It just didn't look that kind of like, oh my goodness, it could turn at any second. Do you know what I mean?
What was great about it is that I felt that Romeo with the armband, he absolutely led that back line, because when he dropped back, he was commanding it. Everyone was in space and going. And then when the ball turned around to go the other way, he was the start of the midfield, and he passed it on to Diallo, and that's where things moved, and he was commanding it there. I thought Oreo had one of his best games for us, to be honest. Like, without any big assists or anything like that, or big challenges, I just thought as a leader on the pitch, he was outstanding. And I think he got the best out of Diallo that game. Whereas, maybe last season when we saw Diallo and Ward-Prowse, and we were like, Diallo's is a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
It's kind of I kind of hope that Prowse takes the time off and watches those games, and it sort of reflects on how he's been playing. Maybe 200 games was probably a little bit too much. Maybe, we
got a little bit comfortable. Do you know what I mean? It's
exactly.
A bit like we're watching Bertrand and the like, sort of going, well, obviously I'm going to start, and perhaps you need that sort of little bit of difference just to set something up. But
exactly, you just need that time away. It's the same what I used to say with Bertrand. Bertrand would do a good job in that position, but because that was all we had, could there be a better job done? And now I see Peru working down that wing, and Kyle Walker-Peters, and I think, there's way more to give down that wing. And it's obviously not drastic with Ward-Prowse, but you feel like now he can step back and be like, okay, there's a different way to run in this position. Maybe, oh my God, I've just seen this red card for Atletico.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're doing the classic thing, doing a stream.
Oh my God.
I haven't seen it. I've just seen Suarez doing this.
Oh my God, Griezmann flat out just like boots. Who's that? He's kicked in the head. Like it's a flat out Hulk Hogan big boot to the head.
It's a Hulk smash.
Oh my God, that is just ridiculous. Who did he do it to? Firmino who's done it to. Dear Lord.
Oh my word.
Can't argue that as a red card.
And just studs up on the side of the head. I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be all right for those that aren't watching it.
I'm just amazed that Griezmann got his boot up that high. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's La Liga, mate. You can't do that.
Okay, anyway, back to
They
Southampton.
don't give you space like that. Yeah, back to the real world.
Yeah, back to Southampton. Yeah, I just feel like Prowse taking this time can, be a bit more rested and maybe reevaluate how that game runs. And I think more onus to put on Oriol to run that back line. I feel like, not a switch of captaincy, but almost a switch of captaincy in who's leading this line.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Another comment here from Scott, kind of prominent to what we're talking about at the moment. Top 3 players this season: mine are Tino, Salasu, Romeo/Broja. It's not really a top 3 now; it's a top 4. I think it's early days for Broja, but it looks very, very promising. But I might get shut down for this. You've got to give Redmond a shout in this. Think about the goals that we've had from open play this season, and who's been involved in them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's been involved with it. Can't deny it.
Do you know what I mean? Aside from that one at Everton, he's been involved in all the goals from open play this season. Madness, absolute madness. But let's not forget that unbelievable vision from Musa Djenepo to get it through to Redmond.
That pass from Djenepo. Clip's great. The clip's great, isn't it?
Yep. It was full of stuff.
As soon as I heard her shout those things, I was like, I know. It's like, oh no, I know what this bit is. I remember this bit. Because that pass sends us both for a
For those that haven't seen the Matchday vlog from the weekend's episode, go and check it out. Also, please go check it out, because it took me ages to do, and I'll tell you why. Because the GoPro files got corrupted and got all out of order. So I kid you not, I had to trawl through 90 minutes to find all those, because they were in no particular order.
Good.
So it took me a while. Didn't get much sleep Saturday.
It was also the best goal reaction ever. We went wild. AKA Mike booted the GoPro.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's okay, but it is doing weird things now. So
do you have anything? Do you think that's anything to do with the corrupted files?
It could. Yeah.
So
maybe
what we're
that's
saying
it.
is the GoPro didn't go wrong. You kicked
Mike
it.
went wrong. Yeah, I did it. Hulk smash, Hulk smash. So there we go. Let's sum off the Saints Leeds one. So yes, it's great to get our first win, but they were dreadful. But we've just got to keep doing what we're doing, and it's the same story. Just be more clinical, and we've got to score more than one goal, and make this a lot more comfortable viewing for all of us. But I did say 1-0 win because I could just see us nicking it like that. But there we go. So moving on to this weekend's fixture. Now I don't think we're going to see a lot of changes for the lineups here. I don't know what you think, Jack, but I'm pretty sure we're just going to go with exactly the same lineup that we did against Leeds. What do you reckon?
I think so too. The only difference being is that Leeds play a lot more energetic football than Burnley do.
Okay.
And they're just, for part of me thinks that maybe you might see little changes, like maybe Kyle Walker-Peters to start instead of Roman Peru.
Okay.
Just little things like that. But in reality, no. I think with Shea Adams out, you won't see Brozier and Armstrong start together. I feel you'll be seeing Brozier and Redmond. I think that position works great for Redmond. It's almost like a number 10. It's a number 10 that he's playing. Really, he can
so much space
playing up there and can drop back a little bit. But it was kind of what he was doing last season when he was playing with Adams. But for some reason, he was playing a lot further up from Adams, and it just didn't seem to work very well. But with Brozier, it kind of seems like a really, really good pair.
Yeah.
They just gelled together really well. I just think the strength of Brozier and just the IQ of Redmond. And when we were watching him, the ball was just glued to his foot. A lot of the time that recently we've seen him, he seems to do something and not go right for him. But the last game, he was just doing it. So yeah, I think that's the two that you start up there.
Yeah.
And then in the middle chooses itself, doesn't it? You start Romeo and Diallo because that was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, Diallo did look good. And I think he was able to do more of what he's good at because Romeo was there. So, exactly. And perhaps in terms of reclaiming the ball and getting the ball back, he was pretty good at that as well. But I don't see how you can drop anyone from that starting 11 against Burnley, because I hear what you're saying about Kyle Walker-Peters, but I'm thinking Peru did some wicked balls into the box.
Peru's delivery was
a lot more aggressive.
And that is what we need. He's a lot more aggressive. His delivery in the box was better, but that's because it's on his right side. Like it's the right side for him. He can get down there and just ping it in. Right. And now you've got a target man of Brozier in the box who can get those sort of headers. It's great having like someone like Vestergaard in the team, for corners, because he's a big man to aim for.
Yeah.
But having Brozier, who's a big man, who's also an attacker, so who's smart enough to be able to, lose a defender, be able to, find the gaps of space a lot better. It's just so much more to, so much more to aim for. So I'm just excited to see more of that. But you're right, Brozier be able to bust down the wing. I think if you're starting Brozier, you kind of had to start Peru because you just had to have the delivery into the box.
Yeah. So I'm getting another yellow card here.
Yeah, James Milner's playing funny boys.
He just wanted a card that matches his shirt.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at this lineup. I managed to figure it out. The on the road computer managed to sort out sharing a picture. Where is it? There it is. Let's move this over here. So let us know in the chat section, in the comment section, how you think the Saints team will line up against Burnley on Saturday. I've lined up basically what I think is going to be the starting 11, which is exactly the same as what we saw against Leeds. And I didn't spell check Elyounoussi. Have I got that right? That's all from memory.
I can't see it. It's too small on my screen.
Oh, that's right.
So you wouldn't start Armstrong ahead of Gineppo?
No, I wouldn't.
No.
I know that stat came up like we haven't. I think that we haven't not won a game without Stuart Armstrong since.
Yeah, 2019.
Like 2003 or something like that. Something ridiculous like that. But even still, when he came on, it was more a case of just a bit of stability. I don't think you can.
I don't think he's fully match fit yet, to be honest.
No.
I think he's got a bit going to him.
Yeah.
But right now, I think Gineppo's having a whale of a time. Just starting. So I think Gineppo is the way to go. And that pass, mate, from Gineppo was just.
Well, exactly. And Elyounoussi looked very, very decent and looked a lot more rigid and a bit more purposeful. I think against Wolves he was kind of bouncing into players and sort of bouncing all over the place, but he looked a lot more structured. So much so that I see people sort of posting links that he's been touted by a few other clubs. It normally is a sign that, he's finally doing something, finally being the standard that we're expecting him to be. So, but my nucleus of this squad here, I just don't think you can change it, because there's nothing that is going to improve what we saw. No one's going to be coming back fit. I think probably Shea. Do you reckon Shea'd still be out?
I think Shea will still be out. But at the same time, I think even if he was fit, I don't think they would change it just yet. I think Ralph sees that and is like, well, that's worked.
Yeah.
You know what Ralph's like. If it works, you don't change it just yet.
Yeah, absolutely. But as Mark puts in quite beautifully here, Ralph usually surprises us. Yes, he does. Yes, he does indeed. Coming here from Steve, I can see Kyle Walker-Peters leaving. I think it's a real tough situation, but ultimately, these players come to Southampton to get game time, but we're not used to having the luxury of having a choice in different positions, are we? It's normally a case of we only have one left back, but we've got Thierry Small in the mix for this as well. So
exactly. Thierry Small's yet to come in as well, but he's on the other side. I think it's so tough in it, because what were the chances Livramento come in and just be this good, this fast?
Yeah.
And it's so annoying because Kyle Walker-Peters was that good, was that good last season. So you've got two players that are just, it's so aggravating. I do kind of desperately want to see them move Livramento up a little bit, because I don't want to lose Kyle Walker-Peters. I don't want to get into, after January and one of them gets injured and we don't have the other one or anything like that. And you're right, I love Kyle Walker-Peters playing left back. It's fine, does a job, but Peru being naturally left-footed and being able to snap that ball in is just so much better.
I don't know what the hold-up would be and why Raul's perhaps reluctant to push him up there, in terms of what
I think because it might be a little bit too much too soon for Livramento. It's getting him used to playing a fullback role in the Premier League is already hard enough, and he's smashing that. But then to distract him with, right, if you're playing slightly forward, putting you in this role, he would maybe lack concentration doing it. Could be just too much at once. But I think that's the only way we see Kyle Walker-Peters staying, is playing like that.
Yeah. And who else started in the right back position?
Yeah.
Gareth Bale,
the boy.
Indeed. So
probably should have moved him up a little bit quicker. So
yeah, well, that's my point. In the sense that there's a lot of call for it to happen, but that would be one scenario that perhaps we could see later on in the season. But this is the same conversation that many other clubs have to have in regards to players wanting first team football, and there's only 10 outfield spots on the pitch. There's only so much you can do on that regard. So there we go. Do you generally agree with that? I mean,
that is how I would have put it. Go on, spell Elianusi again. That's the worst one you could have changed it for.
I know.
If you put Ellie, we all know that's it.
I'm being bold.
Go for it.
Try and do it.
Yeah, that's exactly how I see it sliding up again.
Yeah. Took me long enough to remember how to spell Hasnoodle, to be honest with you. So, it's going to take time. And he's been on loan for a while. What can I say?
And I'm being linked with Arsenal, did I see?
Bale being linked to Arsenal.
I saw Bale, but I also hear Elianusi might be being linked with Arsenal.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I just find it'd be very strange for Arsenal to buy Cedric and Elianusi out of us. I feel that'd be very strange two players for them to take.
Yeah. I think they're still in trouble, Arsenal, though.
I mean, they're terribly in trouble, I think. But, they're getting there. They're not in relegation trouble, but they're in trouble.
No, but it is tight. I mean, I think we're only 3 points off multiple clubs above us. But I still can't figure out if Crystal Palace are any good or not, because they keep coming up against sides that I'm not sure if they're actually doing it. But there we go.
Well, we'll find out when we play them.
Well, indeed. Skate's getting spanked. Oh, are they? Who are they playing? I have to check. I think I know this because I was having a look to see what football was about in the area. I was checking everything.
that's what I was saying on the way over. You know, a little pre-show banter that I was trying to get across before we jumped on and realised we were a little bit late. Is that we were driving through rugby country today, and we drove past. I can't know what the team was called, but it was a little non-league football ground in the heart of rugby country. And I just thought, what a bleak place that football ground must be. It must be the most unloved football club in the country. Just sort of like you look at it, it's like that looks so run down. That looks like nobody goes there. I bet the players are just sort of like, oh my god, I wish I just played somewhere else. Like,
oh, right. Wow. They're losing 4-0.
Are they playing at home?
Get battered. 4-0 at home.
Pompey
get battered. 4-0 at home. They are playing at home.
Ah, they're rubbish.
Tell you what, the odds are 500 to 1 to them to win though. So decent odds.
I would never put that as a.
That's not decent odds.
Even if it was like it was the most stacked accumulator, I would not put them to win.
There we go. Do you know what? I was gonna see if I get tickets to the Wigan MK Dons one, because that's not far away from where I am.
Okay, that was not a game I thought was going to come out of your mouth. So
well, I just thought.
Are you going to go watch tomorrow night?
I'm gonna go watch some Champions League football tomorrow night.
And tell the people where you're going again.
I'm going to go watch Ollie's last game. That's where I'm going. I'm going to watch Ronaldo and Ollie's last game. That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Right, guys, we're gonna have to keep an eye on Mike. Everyone, if you see him out and about, you know, looking longingly at Adidas tops, just let me know.
It's not happening. Don't worry about that. But no, I was in the area again, so I thought it's what are you gonna do? You're up north. Got nothing else to do.
No one else is watching it. I mean, was City are not playing tomorrow night? City playing tonight?
City away at Club Brugge.
Well, I should have gone to that one, mate. Should have gone to that one.
Yeah, no, I was kind of hoping. Well, what in Belgium?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been slightly off the beaten track.
I'm off to Manchester. Going to go watch City play. Oh, they're at home, are they? No.
I was kind of hoping they would have a fixture whilst I was away because it'd be a heck of a lot cheaper.
Oh yeah.
Much easier to get seats as well. But there we go. So let's move on to our most audacious part of the show, where we're going to talk about the score predictions. Sorry, we were waffling on there. Went totally off topic. Score predictions for upcoming game against Burnley. Let us know what you think the score is going to be in the chat section, whilst me and Jack discuss our score predictions and see what we think it's going to be. Right, Jack, you want to go first?
Yeah, go on, Em. I'm going to say 2-0 to the Saints.
No way.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. 2-0 to the Saints.
Goal scorers?
Brozia's going to get another one. And Romeo.
Oh!
Yeah. It's going to be another giant karate kick out of nowhere. We're all very confused how it happened. It's going to happen right in front of us. It's going to happen right in front of us, mate.
So we're going to score in the first half?
Yes, we are.
I love that. 2 goals in the first half.
Yeah, 2 goals. Well, no, 1 in the second half, because if we go into the second half 2-0, I'll feel nervy the entire time. So I like 1 and 1.
Yeah, and then we score in like the 50th minute.
Yeah, straight out there. That's the thing, isn't it? If Southampton can come out and like open up the first half and finish it the first like 60 minutes with being okay still, then we should be okay. But yeah, 2-0. 2-0.
Awesome stuff. Right. The reason why I went no way is because that's exactly the score I got in mind. 2-0. Because I think we just got to start scoring goals really, and I just feel we might be at a moment where we've got the first win, a bit more confidence. Should have scored at least twice in the first half against Leeds, but if he starts that same 11, I can see it being 2-0 win to the Saints with a Brozier goal again and Nathan Redmond goal.
Going for you, Nathan, the old boy Redders. Yeah. There's a star man
racing down the right. Yeah, no, absolutely. So let's have a look through. So we're both, that's nice and easy for us to remember. Yeah. We're both going for a 2-0 win, and clean sheet as well.
Yeah, man. Clean sheets. Let's not put down. Actually, let's show away from the fact that Alex McCarthy has been very good the past few weeks.
Yep.
Not a mistake in him. Absolutely. Mwah.
No,
Keep doing it, Alex. We will not have a problem, my friend.
Indeed. Right, let's go through some of these score predictions. Like I said, I'm going to be rattling these through now. So if you are mulling over what you think yours is going to be, then stick it in now, because I will get to the bottom of this and it will be read off. And also, if you're watching this on replay, please stick your score prediction in the comment section, and we'll be able to see then, and then you'll go, yeah, I got it right, just like I did in a smug way. Anyway. So, Steve is going for, wow, 5-0. 5-0. Whew, like that. Nice one, Steve. Mike Richards going for a 2-0 to the Saints. Jack Hussey is going for an easy, calm 2-0. Redmond and Elianusi to score. And I think you spelled Elianusi right. It's either me or you, but I think there might be two S's in it. I don't know. Either way, solid effort. Good effort. Mike Richards is going for Brozier and Elianusi also to score. Adrian Pascal is going for 3-0 to the Saints. God, I love a nice, easy 3-0.
Nice, wasn't it?
It's been ages since we've just had... I can't remember last time we had a game where we're just like, yeah, definitely winning this because we're scoring loads of goals. And
Newport.
Yeah. Okay, there was that one. But in the Premier League. Charlie Page going for a 2-0. Brozier and Gineppo. Nice. Not sure how this is relevant, but thank you. City won 5-1 earlier this evening. And of course, City were the last opponents of Burnley, so I think they lost 2-0, something like that. So that might be, Jason,
so if you do those maths and you put it all together, that should be 4-1 Southampton?
Yeah, if you sort of take one from the other, come back from the other side, remove two, you should get there. Easy 2-0 win. Jay Swan's going for a 3-1. Jay Swan. If I pronounce that right, I hope so.
Jay Swan.
James going for a 2-1. I think Burnley might get a crappy goal. Do you know what? It could be... it was scores with his elbows all the time.
Tony Ferguson.
Oh, he always gets a scrappy goal. I can't remember. His name escapes me now. Let me know in the chat section. Who's their striker? Who looks like he's about 49. Yes, Chris Woods. Chris Woods with an elbow. David's also going for a 2-1. And Dexter's going for a 1-1. A Chris Wood penalty. I don't think he can score that with his elbow, because that would be a breach of the rules. Jem is going for a 2-0 also. Look at that. We're bang on. Brozier and Redders.
Love that.
That's what we want.
Love that.
Love it too.
Oh, our guest at the game on Saturday, Ian, has just sent me his score prediction of a 2-1 Southampton. So up the boys.
Oh, look at that.
All the boys.
Fantastic. We're going to have a special guest in on the stream on the Saturday game. It won't be a stream, sorry, but it'll be the video. So,
in the vlog. In the vlog.
Got to make sure that the GoPro works.
Yeah.
It's got to... So there we go. Fantastic. Well, thank you for all those score predictions. Especially the ones that I don't think we had a single one that thinks we're going to lose. There was one draw, and the rest are wins. So
we should hope
fair bit of confidence.
Let everyone go in with confidence. Heads high. I think I just want the stadium to be positive when we go into it. I think coming out of that game, I think it's good to have another home game right after that one, so we can all be fully behind it.
Yeah, something to be said in that.
And once again, can we just give a big shout out to the Saints marching band, because they have changed how the game started, and it's the best thing ever.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I think it was suggested in the fans forum a couple of seasons ago, never came to be, but yes, to all those that make that happen, thank you. We love it.
It's so good.
Long may it continue, because it's absolutely fantastic. And the great thing about it is when the away fans try and hijack it, it just makes the home fans sing even louder. So it's genius. It's like... There we go.
Now, if everyone could do that throughout the game and not without the need of a marching band, that would be fantastic.
Do you know what? The other thing I noticed was, our Pompey get battered 4-0 at home song?
Yeah.
That got hijacked by the Leeds fans, and I think that probably put off people singing it, because they were doing the Sancho and Rashford let the country down, let the country down, let the country down, about the penalties. Yeah. So I think that was probably a bit of a...
Yeah, nice one, Leeds. let's be fair. Out of all the fan bases we've seen be a bit feisty, let's say after the game didn't look great for Leeds fans.
It didn't. I heard a few multiple stories about what was going on. Apparently, something else happened before what we saw, but we can only speak about what we saw. And before I say anything about how saintly our fans are, let's not forget what 2 of our fans did to the Cardiff City away support that came over that was highly televised. But what we saw was it 3 or 4, like about blokes in their 40s attacking children, effectively. So they might have been giving it the big mouth, but let's be honest, if you're going to be having a go at 17, 18-year-old kids, like, doesn't look good, does it?
I would also say, just as a side note, can St Mary's just talk? Can we just sort out opening the bridge up for the Itchen North fans again, so we don't have to walk through the away coaches? Because, like, that's just starting fights.
Oh man, especially as I'm walking along with my 10-year-old, and a bloke comes up to you, doesn't he, Jack? And says, "Sing us a song, mate."
And do you know what? He didn't like my my Rick Astley rendition I gave him, so I don't. You're literally seeing fights for people singing songs, and then some dude stops you and goes, "Sing a song for me, mate," and you're like, "We're no strangers to love." You know the rules, and so do I.
Yeah, it was a hairy moment. What we probably should have done is walk the other way, but just because we were like, nah.
That takes time. I'm trying to get to that side.
But I don't understand why they wouldn't let us walk back around, because obviously all the away support had left by then. So, come on, St Mary's, sort it out.
Just move the away fans, put them somewhere else, so we can all sit together on that big back row.
Yeah, like put them, build an upper tier and do what Newcastle do and put them right at the top.
I just put them around the other side, but opposite us, and let the coaches go around the back. I don't understand why they just can't do that.
Yeah. Oh, Liverpool scored. Did they have a penalty or something?
Yeah, they did. Dirty match, it seems like.
Wow. Oh, right. There's comment here that we need to chat about. Do you know when the new screens are going up? Right. The reason why I say that is because Jack was telling me that the screens we saw up were new. They're not new.
They look new.
They were new.
They look new. But hey, the new screens underneath were new, and they look good.
Yeah, they did look good. What I need to do now is open up the stadium a little bit earlier so we can watch the start of the game before the 3 o'clock kickoff.
I don't know. I think everyone would get pretty burly by then.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I will say, watching pretty much most of the second half down there, I was like, I could get pretty steamy in here. Like, this is an issue. I mean, I guess it would stop drinking at halftime because you'd be like, listen, I can't have any more.
Exactly. In answer to your question, I thought they were going to go up in the international break. I would be surprised if they went up during this week. I would expect they would sort of wait until an international break, or maybe they do one and then they do the other. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. But who knows? But they're not up yet, but we were told October. So there we go.
Listen, both of them were on, and I could see the time on both of them, therefore.
Yeah.
Working.
They've lost the remote down the back of the sofa. Yeah. That's a pretty big remote for a screen like that. When's our next away day? Oh.
Don't know, when is our next away day?
We need to sort one out, Joe.
I mean, yeah, but we definitely.
I'm doing the cup game next week.
Oh yeah, you got the Chelsea game. Annoyingly, I couldn't get that off, so that was a bit of an annoying one.
So I'm going with Vlog Dad. Vlog Dad's going to go. I've got my expectations for that game are a pie and a pint and a nice day out.
I mean, fair, that's fair.
Everything else is a bonus.
But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully soon we'll get to another one.
Around the December months, maybe.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going.
You want to do Arsenal away? They look like an easy team to beat.
Exactly, that'd be a decent one. Maybe. Oh, how about we'll definitely do Wednesday the 9th of February to Spurs. That'd be a fun one.
Okay, yeah. Bit of a scramble to get back, but no,
We'll hire a helicopter or something. I don't know.
Sounds good. Yeah, no, I'd be up for that. I'd be up for that indeed. Right, so there we go. Oh, some love coming in for your shirt, Jack.
What about my shirt?
It's every colour. It's every single one.
There you are. Everyone get a view of it.
Jason's going to went to the last Chelsea one, and you just described it. Yeah, exactly. Just go with a basic expectation. Going to get a pint and a pie, decent pie, pretty good there, and then everything else on that is a bonus. You can't lose. You can't lose. Got us all kicking off in the Athletic game.
I think another. Is there another penalty in this game? What's going on here?
I think so. This is way more interesting than what we're doing on here.
I know.
So we should let the people go. So thank you so much for joining us here on the stream. Of course, there will be content over the weekend in regards to the Burnley game. But as always, thank you so much for joining us and sticking in all your predictions and everything. But as always, remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. And me and Jack will see you in the next one. All right, see ya.
Bye.